Well, it was pretty evident early. The two just did not like each other very well, so they weren't going to go to the same place. and Allen opted for IU, Glenn for Purdue, and that just crystallized the rivalry. Now it's going to be an interesting one. And even today, all these years later, it's hard to say which one was more valuable to his school. The 2 great years out of Glenn Robinson before he couldn't play his freshman year, and then he left after his junior year. But he was College Player of the Year that junior year, and a #1 pick in the draft. And so you had the 2 great seasons with Glenn, and you had the 4 very good seasons with Allen Henderson when IU was spent most of the time in that period ranked in the top 5 in the country. So they very well could have won the national championship in '93, Allen's sophomore year, had he not torn up a knee in a practice in February. That was a great team, a '93 team with Cheney and Bailey and the 2 Grahams and Allen and Matt Nover. I think that was the 6th banner if that team had stayed together. But his ankle injury was a major loss for them. He was, even as a sophomore, he was the leading rebounder in that team and a very consistent scorer and a sleek, fast forward at 6'10", and gave them something that was really hard to replace, and impossible to replace, and is hard to offset. But the argument over which had a better collegiate career is interesting, because it's 2 years against 4 years. How do you measure them? Because Glenn's 2 years were outstanding. They were first team All-America type years, and Allen never reached that status, but Allen was with better players, and the basketball was not so concentrated in Allen's hands with the players he was playing with.